Once I've cut my bamboo poles, I leave them sitting there for 3 or 4 days or more, just to let them really dry out and let all of that moisture and all of the sugars be as depleted as possible. And then I'll bring them down here and start to trim them. There's a few different ways that I used to trim them, but I've kind of settled on one that I find is the most efficient. So in the past I have trimmed these pieces using a saw, and it's just a matter of getting in and cutting away at them like that. What most locals use would be the trusty machete, and these work well too, but I find it's not as good as my other method. Doing it this way, you're taking a couple of hits at it from below and then from above. There's quite a bit of work involved in that, and when you're getting a bit old and your elbows and your shoulders don't like that jarring, I tend to use the trusty angle grinder. Works really well with one of these saw blades on it. So once I've trimmed off all of the branches, then I'll come back in and tidy it up. So to get all these little nodules off, I'll just use the same tool again and just take a little bit of time to clean them up nicely. Now that I've got them nice and tidy, got all those nasty little hook pieces cut off, the next step is to cut my poles to length, because I've only got a limited amount of space in the PVC pipe that I treat them with the borax and the boric acid, so I've got to cut them to about 2.6, 2.7 meters long so that they will fit and be well soaked. So I'll get 2 good pieces of the main pole here, but I'm also going to use these pieces, the branches that I've trimmed off. I'll trim these branches further back and get these skinny little branches, but they are tough and they're fairly flexible, and I will find a myriad of uses for them, I'm sure. I found some really good examples of how the Japanese use them as fencing and as decorative pieces in the garden, so I'm going to challenge myself to not be wasteful and to be creative with how I get to use them. But first of all, I'm going to take these pieces, these 2 main poles that I've cut, and take one more step of action so that they will be ready to be soaked in the borax and boric acid solution. So the final step is to drill a few holes in each internode so that the borax and boric acid solution can soak the interior of the bamboo as well. So I've set up with my poor man's drill press to help me put the holes in there. Yep. Now that I've got the holes drilled, the solution will be able to really soak this bamboo pole well. I'll leave it sitting in the PVC with the solution for 5 to 7 days. Now I'll swap out these pieces that I was soaking for the last week or so and add my newly cut poles to my solution of borax and boric acid. So these larger pieces that I've drilled the holes in, I've got to be fairly careful pulling them out, just to let them drain, let the solution drain, so I don't lose too much of my mixture, and I don't want it all over the steps and all over these other plants here. So now I've got this full again, I'll just pop something in the top of it to stop it evaporating and stop these pieces floating out the top, and leave them sitting here for another week or so. And if you'd like to learn more about what I'm doing here with this solution, it's to treat the bamboo to make it last longer. I've made a video about it, you can check it out by clicking here. Thanks for watching, and if you're new to our channel, please click that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all of our new videos. Thanks for watching.